Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Vagrus the Riven Realms. We're here in Larnak. We must go to Lucernum and go to the Herctum Antiqua, the auction house where you were supposed to win the bidding for the blood of the Empress. The auction house is just one block away from the luxurious Preclarum, the shop of rarities, treasures, and curios. In fact, Herctum Antiqua is a subsidiary of the store, a place where most valuable and rare items are auctioned off to wealthy bidders. In the hopes of acquiring the blood of the Empress, you enter the marble building and announce to the attending clerk who you are and what you are here for. Should we also be, visiting that shop of the friend of Javik while we're here, where his wife died? Sign up for the next auction. It will then take several days for the event to conclude. After some questions and administration, the clerk tells you that the event will take place here in several days' time. Several is not an exact day. You have to give us a date. This gives time for the other participants to arrive. It appears that you are the last bidder who entered the auction, and it is not by chance. They have been waiting for you. This means that Ferris the jeweler did indeed rig the auction, and that everything is going as planned, although it does not guarantee that you will be successful. Return to the Manzio to bide your time. You retire for the day and prepare to await news of the auction from the organizers of the Herctum Antiqua. Eventually, the sun sets outside Larnak and the night falls. The bright kelp twinkles softly on the surface of the Great Lakes as the many lamps of the city hover over the dark waters. You spend the night resting and planning your next journey. The next day awaits. We'll put our people to work? Might as well. Morning comes and you decide to take it slow. There is no point in doing anything until the news of the auction reaches you. But then in the early afternoon, one of your crew walks up to you and tells you that a fellow wants to see you. Eager to hear from the auction house, you go to the common hall where a bearded man is drinking mushroom beer. He hails you, and once you sit down, he starts to talk in hushed tones.
Our friend the jeweler sent me. I was to keep tabs on some of the other bidders in town and come to you when there's a opportunity. See, the Lady Malura is currently out in the city, only lightly guarded.
You ask him if Ferris expects you to murder a noblewoman.
No, the man says and then scratches his chin. Well, I don't think so. We would draw too much attention, but perhaps you could scare her away. She's without a doubt a heavy competition for the blood, so it'd be the sensible thing to do. Us carpenters can't help with this, as, again, it would draw too much attention.
The fellow quaffs the rest of his beer.
Anyway, my job was to come here and let you know. You are more than capable of deciding what to do with the knowledge. Lady Malura will be around the market of Lucernum for an hour or two, so don't tarry if you want to use this opportunity.
With that, the man is gone. We might as well. I mean, I can intimidate a person. I don't want to kill her. Javik, Gorgoro, and Ilani dislike this. I mean, what's worse? We don't intimidate her and we kill her? That's the worst option. All of you should be neutral about this. You take your companions with you and head over to Lucernum. The markets here are quite different from the cramped, stinking jumble of stalls of the fields, although in turn there is a lack of mundane wares. It does not take long to locate Lady Malura. She is browsing clothing materials at a stall with Tarkian imports. She has 2 guards with her, tall men with iron-tipped spears and wide shields. Still, you might be able to intimidate her into abandoning the auction, or specifically, the bidding for the blood of the Empress. Once she has concluded a deal on some silk, she moves on to examine some earthenware at a tucked-away stall. That is when you walk up to her, pretending to be another customer. She smiles when she notices you, and you fall into light conversation, mostly regarding the painted patterns on the decorative plates from the north. Lady Malura seems to be kind for an aristocrat, and despite her age, she looks healthy and vigorous, but her polite smile quickly turns into expression of dread when you begin to insinuate some things concerning an upcoming auction. Her guards begin to eye your companions. We have a very high chance of success because we have high intimidation and high mighty. We succeed. Your inferred threats hit a chord with Lady Malura. She goes pale and then leaves the market in haste, accompanied by her guards. You learn later that she decided to withdraw from the auction altogether, and after a bout of weakness, which is being treated by healers from all over Larnak, you return to the Manzio. Good job, me. Night falls and we go to bed. Go back to work, team. A perfumed messenger from the Herctum Antiqua arrives early morning and informs you that the auction event will take place tonight. Though you spend the day preparing and resting, you walk over to the venue a bit ahead of time. The exquisite marble building has a beautiful garden. That is where the participants are currently gathering. You enter the mushroom glade after the guards make sure that you are indeed on the list of guests. Unfortunately, there is a limit to the number of your escort. How many? 4. Okay, we can make do with 4. We got Gorgoro, Skornar, Nadir. We probably shouldn't bring Javik. He'll probably be cranky about what we do here. We'll bring Krifta. She's pretty good. We'll call that good. All right. The garden is abuzz with gossiping guests. Everyone seems giddy to be bidding. Aristocrats, wealthy merchants, artists, collectors, and all sorts of socialites are chatting in small groups around the glades of giant mushrooms. The soft light of bright kelp lamps and the melodious music played by a band from down south provide an affable atmosphere. Slaves walk around with silver plates, offering up refreshments to the guests. You ask one of them about when the auction will begin and learn you still have some time before that. Let's take a look at the bidding inventory. You walk up to the dark slate upon which the list of items will be up for auction tonight was written, and sure enough, at the top is the Blood of the Empress, definitely one of the most outstanding lots of the event. But then you browse further down and spot something else that draws your attention. It appears that lot XX3, 23, contains some interesting objects, namely the horn of a demon and a dragon's egg. According to the short description, this is the Legacy of Lagareth, a collection of items left behind after the renowned battle between the Great Red Drake and the Demon Knight that sought to prey on her nest. Perhaps after acquiring the blood, you could stay and bid for it, provided that the items turn out to be genuine articles. For now, you make a mental note and decide what to do next. I would totally try to get a demon horn and a dragon's egg. That sounds sick. Mingle with other guests. You walk around and talk to some people, taking pains not to let them know exactly who you are, nor that you have anything to do with the Carpenters Guild. Eventually, you happen upon a conversation between a group of esteemed guests where the topic is the Blood of the Empress, the very piece of jewelry you are here to acquire. You hang around to listen in. One of them, a middle-aged patrician with constantly haughty expression, claims that the blood is certainly the greatest prize of the evening, but he is contradicted by a Kalani merchant who declares that the fabled battle standard of Corinus is more prestigious. More than half a dozen participants, all of whom are excruciatingly wealthy, listen intently at the argument that is bound to descend into bickering and ad hominems. Most of the guests here seem quite undecided about what to go for when the bidding war begins. Try to push them towards bidding towards the battle standard. We got plenty of resourcefulness, so let's make this happen. Yes. You butt in and begin to explain to the gathering of socialites that the battle standard is soon going to be immensely valuable because of the century of Corinius' victory over the Sharduk hordes of Shuk Akra. Then you spin a little speech about the legate's battle standard being by all accounts divine because it kept the imperial forces from breaking, even after Corinius himself fell to savage blades. Corneus, sorry, I've been saying his name wrong. You follow by insinuating that the blood of the Empress is cursed, and besides, it is not really an imperial treasure, since it hails from Thulin, a decadent city-state that defied higher authority and culture for centuries. Your tactics are successful, and most of the bidders disperse agreeing with your points. Since the battle standard is up for auction before the fabled jewelry is, chances are that much of the competition will spend their budget before bidding on the blood begins. The auction is about to begin. Time soon comes to enter the hall where the bidding is about to start. You walk in and are escorted by your escorted by your couch. To your imperial-style couch by a pair of naked slaves covered in silver powder. They present you with a paddle, the number copper sign that is used to place bids. Your number is 42, I think. I'm so bad with Roman numerals. I think it's 42. All around you, guests are busily whispering the strategies or trading gossip. About 5 minutes later, a blonde woman clad in exquisite emerald silk walks out of the backstage area and takes her place on a stand next to the auctioneer's block. "Welcome, esteemed guests," she purrs as the crowd gets quiet. "Let me welcome you in the name of the Hercdom Antiqua to this evening of wonders. We hope that you are comfortable and be ready to begin bidding for the lots presented. Truly special, without an exception, if I can say so myself. She goes on to outline the rules of the auction in excruciating detail. While she does, you take out the chest with the coins Ferris entrusted you with and open it using the small iron key around your neck. You can barely suppress a gasp as your gaze rolls over the lines of golden coins. Although you have seen them before when you made sure everything is in order on the way to Larnak, the sight is always astonishing. It is a fortune, but considering your goal here, you will have to be clever about it. You are drawn out of pondering by the falling of Auctioneer's hammer. Bidding on the first lot begins right away. It is a small piece of steel, allegedly from War Leader Varesh's helmet. While items are claimed one after the other, you recline and gorge yourself on fresh grapes, brought in from the Hearthlands, conserved by magic for the lengthy journey. There are a number of interesting lots, including what remains of the battle standard of Corneus, a stack of maps drawn by the famous explorer Mar Quada, and even a sealed blackstone sarcophagus said to contain a black dwarf called Bargthaudin. When the auctioneer announces Lot 15, the Blood of the Empress. This one has a great history, shall we say, ingrained into its very material and into the sanguine facets of its great gems. Upon gazing at it, one can feel the tragedy and pain of the Empress Nuat. The blood is then displayed as a naked slave girl wearing it walks up onto the block, and the guests gasp as one. The jewelry is indeed magnificent, pristine, delicate silver plates interlinked and studded with magnificent rubies, the color of coagulating blood. The starting bid is 15 drachas. Increments are determined in 5 drachas. Anyone for 20? Ah, yes, I see. Number 14 bids 20. And the bidding has started. You begin placing your own bids around 30 drachas, and are alarmed to see that there's quite an interest in acquiring the blood. The bidding goes on and on. In a pitched bidding war that makes your hands shake and your mouth dry, you finally manage to secure the blood of the Emperor. 70 drachas once, twice, and the blood of the Empress is sold for 70 drachas to the Vagrus with number 42. I was right! The auctioneer announces, and you sigh with relief. Fortunately, your previous machinations involving Lady Marula and the guests in the garden resulted in you keeping 80 bros worth of drachas from the chest. A handsome payday. On top of that, you now have what you came here for. Bidding on lot 23, the one you found interesting, is about to begin soon. I actually think we're probably going to get jumped by somebody to try and steal the crown after the bidding is done. So we gained 80 bros. Sick. Lot 23, called the Legacy of Lagareth, is up next, the auctioneer announces in a melodious voice. According to legend, the demon knight Urkarn led its fell kind against the nests of the dragons that newly arrived on the continent of Zareen. When the lairs of the Red Brood were threatened, the dragon called Lagareth unleashed her fury and flew into battle against the demons. It is said that Urkarn perished that day, many centuries ago, but the red dragon was wounded by its black blade so badly that she never saw the egg she saved hatch. Today we have the horn of Urkarn and a single dormant dragon egg from the nest of Lagareth up for auction. The starting bid is 70 bros. Holy hell! The slave carries a wooden chest to the auction block and opens it, revealing a large blackened horn and a leathery reddish egg. Whispers around you confirm your suspicions. The items are not genuine articles, yet one is a demon horn and the other is a dragon egg, by the looks of it. Perhaps you can get your hands on these rare items at a fair price. Sure, why not? I'll take a dragon egg and a demon horn. They're rare, I might as well. You have to wait for the administrators to conclude the purchases, and while you do so, the auction comes to an end with the final lot finding its new owner. The auctioneer thanks everyone in the name of Herctum Antiqua and retires backstage. You are just about to receive the blood of the Empress when you hear noises from the end of the hall. Some sort of commotion occurs backstage. Then there is a scream. A slave bleeding profusely, oh my god, from a belly wound stumbles out from behind the curtains near the auction block and collapses at the auctioneer's stand. Some guests yell out, calling for guards. Others are escorted out right away by their own. You're certain that you can hear the clamor of distant fighting. Thieves! It is the auctioneer's voice, loud and panicked, coming from backstage. We will rush backstage with our escort. We will save the day. You and your companions charge backstage, disregarding the single aloof guard that tries to stop you. Dude, do your own job, you moron. Following the sound of fighting, you enter the warehouse attached to the building. Your attention is immediately drawn to a handful of slain guards lying between rows of shelves. The clamor of a struggle comes from the back, and you think you can hear the muffled cries of the auctioneer. When you finally make it to the back of the warehouse, you see 4 armed men fighting the last 2 guards near the doorway leading to an alley. One man has the auctioneer in a hold, keeping his meaty hand on her face to shut her up. She keeps struggling and has a bloody wound on her left forearm. Just then, one guard gets stabbed in the back, and the last one, wounded and winded, decides to back off. The 4 men are now moments away from making it out of the auction house and into the streets of Larnak. We must rush them. Get him! He's got a bone and a spear. Is this an assassin? Thief? Thief? Thief, thief. Okay, never mind. I thought they were assassins. I've fought you jokers before. I have no need to fear you. Alright, Krifta, nuke this guy. Do we try to burn this guy to death? There's a possibility we could kill him, but I think it's slightly unlikely, so we'll go for the ward. I've been bombed and then focused. All right, let's try to kill the bone guy. Good hit. And then boost Nadir again so she can throw a fire. Oh, she's stunned. I'm an idiot. I did not realize she got stunned by the flash bomb. All right, axe this guy. He's dead. They burned a little bit. Let's try to kill the bone guy. Not quite. He's moved forward. Gorgoro. Single combat with the thief. I think you can handle him. Good shot. Haha, nerd. Oh, he's tricky. Stop the bombing. I'm trying to kill people. All right, boost Gorgoro. Nice. We iced the guy at the back. Hit that guy. Broke his armor if he had any. Haha, nerd. I guess we'll boost ourselves. And then Gorgoro, finish him off. Not quite. Krifta, finish him off. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Victory! The thieves are slain, and moments after the last one falls, a handful of guards join in the alley. The auctioneer is alive, if a bit shook. Her wound is tended to by medicos. A quick search of the corpses reveals nothing about the identity of the thieves, or those they worked for, but you have fine proof that they used magical items to break inside. Well funded, it seems, the auctioneer says with a frown, and it appears that they knew exactly where to look for their prize. Said prize turns out to be the blood of the Empress. The thieves were only interested in that single treasure. I called it. We apologize for the inconvenience, and we appreciate the hand you've lent us in stopping these criminals. A slave arrives with the blood, and you place it in Ferris's chest and then lock it. All that remains now is to deliver the treasure to the half-elven capo. Although if certain parties are so bent on getting their hands on it, there might be further complications. At any rate, it seems time to take your leave. You return to the Manzio, where you spend the night. Day. Yeah, keep on working, team. I'm just gonna hang out here. Oh, cool. That was it. We've done it. I have a book, I think. It's here. In the fields. Did my order arrive? Take longer. I just kind of had a thought. Do you think Myrno can talk to Javik? Because he's a mage. Oh-ho! Myrno's workshop is full to the brim with tools of crystalmancy and crystal carving. He is always open for business. We will bring forth Javik to tell Myrno about his predicament with his abilities. Perhaps the crystalmancer can help. Myrno listens earnestly to Javik's story, occasionally interjecting to elucidate upon the Yurg and wonder what involvement they may have had, if any. When it becomes clear that the sorcerer discounts any notion that the insectoids in Valensteel had any impact whatsoever, the crystalmancer becomes thoughtful and speaks up. Then I do not know. While the study and comparisons of elaborate crystals to organic vessels from mines, of their symbiotic resonance have enthralled me, I am no expert on such matters. Outside of wild speculation, it is difficult to say what the source of your power is, he admits. Still, there is another esteemed crystalmancer I would recommend. She deals specifically in memory crystals and may be able to help you better understand. She can be found in Lumen, and my guess is that she'd be happy to aid you. I should have talked to Shibeni when I was in Lumen. I totally forgot she existed. All right. Well, we will go to Lumen and talk to Shibeni. I think this is everything. Oh, last time I was in Lumen, I was stumbled across a thing to do in the kelp fields. I wonder if this still exists. Yeah, we'll harvest some kelp. Sweet. Oh, so I think this is the one. Approach one of the groups of tribals loitering around the lakes. Nope, never mind. I could have swore I ran into... Maybe it was just like a random event. It was like, help them clear out a nest of monsters or something like that. I can't remember. How did I get this wine? Here, have some wine. Take this bright kelp. I don't want it. And then we'll go back to Lumen, I guess. Just load up for the journey. And then I'm kind of thinking, instead of going the Mirage Crystal Lumen route, maybe we just gun it straight across the wasteland. The question is if we will have enough supplies to help the Dread Reavers out with their mission next. But I don't know if we would. Let's see here. Let's go the route to Lumen, but kind of the weirdo way. So let's take this stuff for Torzeg Shelter. More stuff. All right, that looks as good as we're gonna get here. Let's buy the rest of the supplies. So what we could do is we could go... We should probably go to Mirage. All right, let's get going. Later, guys. The reason I think we should hit Mirage is just because there's more supplies to buy. It's not a money thing. It's like... It's literally a volume thing. We need to get our hands on more supplies to be able to help the Dread Reavers with their thing. Let's march here. Generated a crap ton of obedience here. That's pretty nice. We'll do a little extra force march. I know it's not good to force march that much, but... You want me to take stuff to Torzeg Shelter too? I don't think I have the space, guys. Sorry. Especially if we buy all of the supplies here. Definitely not. Okay. But we will rest here. Going to Crystal? Sure, why not? It's not far away at all. It's just over the hill. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. It's a strange phrase. I wonder where that comes from. Did somebody actually have a frog in their throat at one point? And they're like, that's why he sounds like that. I guess it's because you say you sound kind of froggy. Into Crystal. Offer to buy the slaves. Negotiate. No deal. Everybody's happy. Not really, but you get the idea. Devon, that's not where we're headed. Maybe eventually, but no, I don't really want to plan that far ahead. Let's buy the rest of the supplies here as well. Now, do we think we can get across the crystals if we swap out our stuff? We might be able to. Got 6 movement. We'll have to force march a little bit. Again, our people are going to be bone tired. Here, have some food. We'll rest up. Take off your gear. Tents. Combat crystal. Speed it up. And I think we'll be able to hit Lumen tomorrow. Bandits! I didn't sign up for this. Barricades. Boosted. Mount up, team. I don't think I can do anything better. You remember I was like, I should get 35 mounts, and then I didn't. There we go. Do we want to kill any of the elites? I don't think we really... Oh, we don't even have enough resourcefulness. So let's just fight them. Slaver going less lethal. We will fight them again? Then this time we can eliminate the leaders. Go for it. Get them. They have a bunch of wounded people too. That's interesting. Throw down the ward. Now duck. Get that one. Don't you dare. Ha 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 ha. I knew it. Goodbye, spear guy. I hate them. They always try to fend me. Exactly. Told you. Boost Nadir. Javik, start burning people's brains. Good shot. Nice. Crit. That's pretty sick. And then axe this guy to death. Oh, 3 dead in 1 round. That guy can't come to the front now. So let's focus on the other spear guy for a second. How dare you? Dude! First of all, how dare you? Second of all, you're dead. Burn this guy's brain. Oh, you guys got iced. 1 poor dude left. None poor dude left. Hope this goes well. Alright, so got a lot of wounded fighters here, but we did pretty good. Pursue? I think they're trying to steal our slaves here. Ah, we got a lot of wounded people. Did I kill all of them? Ha 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 ha! You can't take my workforce from me. Give our people time, heal up. Alright, did lose a lot of fighters there. 2. But we didn't lose any mounts, thank God. How could they have taken anybody? We killed all of them. I'm baffled. Anyway. Alright, we're gonna pause when we get into Lumen here. So if you guys enjoyed the episode, please click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Vagrus, the Riven Realms, or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!